share the screen. First, I want to see the syllabus so that you can easily know then what we will do. Can you see my screen? Is it visible?
Yes, it's
There, if I'm
visible.
asking the question, so please respond on it. That's it. So
Okay, ma'am.
today our topic is BCOS 183 computer application in business. Okay. So there is a five blocks. We will do each block in every class like this. Today's your next this Tuesday, next Tuesday, in that way. So in this we have a five blocks. First block is fundamental of computer. Second is data handling. Please mute yourself, please. Thank you. Third is word processing. Fourth is block PowerPoint and presentation. As we know that computer is very important, we have to work each and everything on computer. And then in every field we require a computer. So what is the fundamentals of computer, data handling, spreadsheet, business application? In each and every sector we require a computer. Am I right? So this is your BCOS 183 computer application in business. So I'll start with a block one fundamental of computers. After that, data handling in each every class, and next every week we can say that. So I'll start it. If there are any doubts, you can ask me, and I'll share the one sec. I'll share the unit also. So each and every block consists either three or four units. If suppose I'm talking about the block one, is the three units or four units, block two, three, or but it depend on in which units they have. So one sec, I'll share the screen so that can you see my screen? Hello.
It hasn't showed up yet.
Now is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Yes, it is. It is.
Yeah, thank you. So what before starting this unit, I'm just asking what the role of computer, why we want to do the importance of computer in our life. Who invented the computer actually? Anyone?
Yes, ma'am. Charles Babbage.
Yes. Hello. So anyhow, I'll tell you. Yeah. So in this unit, we will cover overview the computer, evaluation, classification, application. We can do everything. Hardware and software. We are doing size, capacity, purpose, each and everything. I'm talking about. So if I'm talking about the computer I already told you is a great boon for an present scenario. So everything depend on a computer. Computer is not only PC, it will include a laptop, a tablet, smartphones. So everything that is a part of it is the electrocardiogram machine. Okay, so we can understand the classification is hardware. If I'm talking about RAM, mouse, these all these things is the computer. But it various components. If I'm talking about it is the various. Yes, Bill, correct. Charles Babbage invented the computer. Thank you. So that is a computer is not only PC, it includes everything. We can do a different thing in this computer. Okay, would totally depend on the computer because today, if I'm talking about the today scenario in the today era, so we everything on the computer. If suppose I'm making a list of the student, I'll make in the Excel. If I write in a any topic, then I'll write in a Google Doc or a MS Word. If I make the presentation, I'll use a PPT. In that way we have to totally depend on the computer. That is a boom for us. Am I right? So everything will do in also that is invented by the Charles Babbage. There are so many advantages and disadvantages. If we're using in a limitation, that would the advantages. If I'm in a bad way, that is the disadvantages I'm talking about. The computer is an electronic device. We give the command, he or we'll give the command to the computer. Computer can understand, then he'll work accordingly. Okay, so computer is a give the purpose of informational machine, perform a variety of tasks. If I'm talking about the, we store the data, input, storage, that is the is called the computer, that is called a personal computer. If I'm talking about the laptop, what we'll do, we store everything what I suppose are my files, my documents, each and everything will store in that PC or laptop. So it, we have this a storage machine. If I'm talking about this, it is a storage of the data what we do on a daily. So we have to store on computer or PC. If suppose sometime the corrupt file is corrupt, though that will happen, the will not work properly. So computer is required in every field. We have to store our data, calculation, information, formulating the document, organize everything. That is the work of the computer. So if I'm talking about the overview, computer, it works as stores the data, everything. Okay. So to store the information or data, it's a quick processing. If I'm talking about is a quick processing, we can communicate easier way. That is the roles of the, if I'm talking about the computer. So it was an input, process, output, and storage. Main purpose, it perform the major function of the computer: input, process, output, or storage, and store the information or data. That is called the computer. The overview of the computer. Smartphone replacing a computer. Now what will you use a smartphone? Android phone. Camera interface, we use using the internet, Wi-Fi. From where we are, we can use in GPS, if suppose navigation. So that is the replacing the computer. Smartphone, now we use a smartphone. Am I right? We are using a smartphone. So through the smartphone we can do same thing what we do in a computer. We can search anything, we can store anything. So that we make our work very easier. If I'm talking about the computer or smartphone or laptop, what we the main they make our work very easier. Got it my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so
Yes,
coming to
ma'am.
uh, smartphones are micro computers, the small computer if I'm talking about the instant messaging, email, WhatsApp, geographical GPS. That is the provide the interface we can communicate easily to others. Okay, it is the incredible for us. Incredible. Whether it's very we use in our daily life. Social media. So if I'm talking about the social media is a cover Facebook, Twitter, Insta. So we can use this imaginable thing, bunch of things we can use it. Either we can use in a PC or we can use in a laptop or use smartphone. So it's the main functions to store the information, to work, to make our work very easier. Okay, so we can do anything. Suppose I'm not in somewhere else, I can do my work easily. Why? I have a smartphone, I have a laptop. So it makes our work easier. If I'm talking about computer, it consists of keyboard, monitor, mouse, CPU, RAM. Yeah, that is a internal. If I'm talking about the outside, the RAM, mouse, keyboard, screen, on, that is the basic function. If I'm talking about smartphone, the touch phone, we can use it. So in that way we can smartphone can quickly do our work. So we can do our work very quickly. Got it my point? So role of computer in today world, it make the business independently, cost cutting, boost transaction, and improve the productivity. Okay, we can do the work very easier and smooth way in every field, either in a bank, school, where from where we are, we do everything on through the computer. Okay, got it my point? Now I'll move further. Evolution of the computer. First, if I'm talking about the computers invented by the Charles Babbage, the different generation. If I'm talking about the first generation computers, vacuum magnetic is a electronic numerical integrator of computer. In a second, if I'm talking about the second generation, it is a, I suppose the first generation is, we can say that is a machine language, the zero or one if they understood the computers. We have computer cannot understand our language, but he trans change language their own and they give the perform. Okay, so there are the different generation. If I'm talking about the computers, oh sorry, evaluation of computers, that is the different generation I'm talking about. Okay, so it performs in a different way. If I'm the first stage, if I'm talking, that is a first generation is a vacuum tubes, we can say the punch cards. Or second generation high speed programming, if I'm talking about language and memory access. And third gen mainframe force network, we can use in house instead of home. And also, so that is a different but if it means the upgrade, the version is upgraded day to day or every time. So there are the different generation. If I'm talking about, if I'm talking about the first generation, the first generation is the talking about the, that is the your vacuum or punch cards. Okay, so if that second high speed programming, so vacuum tubes is a 1914-56, we can say that. Okay, so evaluation, that the change in the timely, so that is the different generation. If I'm talking about the computers. Okay, so if I'm now is a which generation I'm using evaluation of computer, we have to talking about the first generation, what the advantages, what the disadvantages. So if I'm talking the first generation computer, 1942 1956. And first generation computer is British engineer James Abrams Fleming. Electronic device. What is a computer? Computer is an electronic device. It works, control everything, the electric current in vacuum. So the first generation, if I'm talking about, it's the AMIC 30 feet. On that time, the weight of computer is very high, so much. So that now we are talking about is the anic. Anic, it means uh, one sec. Anic is if I'm talking electronical numerical integrator and computer. Numerical, if I'm talking, the numerical is the is change in 0 to 1 or something like that. So that is the numerical integrator. If I'm talking about second generation is vacuum tube, faster, cheaper, energy and efficient, complete room anymore. Okay, so that is a cabal common business oriented formula for 10L algorithm language he can understand. Third generation, if I'm talking about IBM 360, that is internally what is happened in a computer. In a fourth generation, if I'm talking about IBM introduced fifth generation parallel processing, sixth generation, and 2020 onward, the sixth nanotechnology, it means very small. We can use just for example laptop. Okay, AI are there now. The AI, artificial intelligence, computer programming will give the command. He'll change everything on the spot. That is called the nanotechnology. So nanotechnology, it means very small. We can do the work very easily. Now, classification of computers is the computer is a function each processing. The output will give in the input. They'll give the technique utilize. कि किस तरह, or in what ways we can use it, our ability to process the data. Okay, the classification and the basic, what the purpose and how and what ways we handle the data. If suppose I store every data on the computer, then it will check in after 5 years, it means it'll store in my data. But until and unless there is no problem in a hardware. Okay, so the size of capacity is totally depend on RAM. If I'm talking about, so that is the purpose of the storage capacity, in what ways we can use it. Okay, if I'm talking about the general purpose, if I'm talking fulfill the requirement like gaming, word processing, and voicing. So every person use their in own way. If suppose I'm using the computer, I'll use it in my own way. You are using a computer your own way. If the software engineering uses the computer in a different way. So sometimes we use in a simple purpose, and the suppose I'm making a dog or some designing part, that is a different software we have in a different way we processing, we are different, configuration is different. So general purpose of computer when voicing annually use at home, from where we use. If suppose I'm a professional, so it means that my PC or the configuration is different. If the homemaker or a student, the configuration of the computer is different. Then what purpose I'm using the computer? That is very important. Okay, so which purpose I'm using the computer? Special purpose of computer designed to perform specific tasks. I'm giving the example for example forecasting, weather forecast, defense research. So everyone use their computer their own way. So I'll give the example. Suppose I'm the software engineer. I use the computer different configuration. If the school's going student or college going student, there's a different configuration of the computer. So basically, what are requirement? In that we will configure the computer, your laptop or PC. Okay. So special purpose from a space search, for example, if the ISRO is required, the defense research, weather forecasting, there the purpose. So it means what the purpose, why we want the computer. If I'm talking about why we want, what the use. Okay, got it my point? Please write on the chat box if I'm asking that question to you. Now, base size of computer, if I'm talking about microcomputer is the smallest. Micro, it means smallest computer system. We can say that the small size, inexpensive. Okay? CPU, we can say that the desktop calculator mainly is educational institution. If suppose I'm working in educational, it's a microcomputer. We can say desktop, PC, laptop, personal digital, smartphone, tablet. Okay, so micro we can say that smallest computer system. Mini computers in a largest and suitable, we can use a interaction control, we can use in a different way. Example, mini laptop or PC, we can say that. In a large organization is a server which totally mini computer, it means a server sharing and information, design and instrumental human interaction and communicate. In what way the server will work on it. Okay, so that is a mini computer. It means is totally in what ways work on it. Okay, so mini is a general purpose computer, we can say that. So it is the between microcomputer and mainframe size capacity sharing to others, especially used in a organization or different workplaces we can use it. Okay, so what is mini computer? And is the mini computer, we can say that work multi users. Suppose I'm working in an organization, the okay, there's some problem in a server, matlab it connect with the different computers, also different laptops. That is called the computer. Okay, so we can say the server in what ways our server is work. If suppose I'm using at my home, there is a no server, you are using there, you are home and your place, that is no server. If suppose I'm working in an organization, so there is some problem, the interconnection, mini communication, we can say that. That is called the mini computer. Okay, I'm talking about mainframe computer is only as a size very expensive. For the data processing senses, for example, transactions processing are the different user classes of the computer. Okay, so where we can bulk of data we contain it. Mainframe, it means a popular knows a big R and very expensive. From where we can bulk data. For example, I have a company, we have our data in a different quarters. So what we have to procure in one place. That is called the mainframe from the e-commerce portals, insurance companies. So we can all the data processing. So we can process the data transaction. Okay? So that is called the mainframe. Now supercomputer, that we can do numerous fields, mechanics, weather forecasting, defense, but then exploration of the things. So research work, we can say that we can use the uh, the supercomputer. So that is called the different types of computer. Now data handling. What does the data handling? We handle the data. In what ways? Okay, in what ways we can handle the data? So by technological, if I'm talking about the technological, what does mean of analog? And anyone can tell me what does mean of analog? Anyone please write on the chat box. Anyone can give the answer. Class, if you will give the respond, I feel very good. So it's better you have to reply. If you cannot speak, you can write on a chat box. No one. Okay, no issues. Analog is the continuous physical quantity, electrical potential. We can say the digital. We can say that. Now is that if I'm talking about the analog, that is a digital things. Okay, so nowadays we can say the analog computer, it's a continuously physical and quantities, electrical potential, we can say the mechanical motion or different ways, we can say that this is we can say that this is a variation, we can say the complicated machines, analog computation and process control. For example, is the you can say data, pressure, temperature, voltage, speed, height, weight. We can check everything. So suppose a problem in some server. So what the reason? The voltage, speed, or temperature. In earlier time, we cannot enter in a computer room with shoes because of some issue, we can say some and dust particle not enter in these things. But now there is no limitation. We can use, we can move, and we can take the laptop anywhere, or we can use the PC uh, in different ways. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, so analog, it is a computer. We could continuation, it variation is the voltage, complicated machines. So that is called the analog, the computer. So we can he cannot understand, but he understand the binary language. He can understand it, so the problem can be solved. Digital, we can use the digital now, the digital time, digitalize everything. So global weather, we can transfer the money or desktop, notebooks, smartphones. That is use the digital computer. If I'm talking about the hybrid computer, that is mean it mean can a digital and analog computer is a mixture of everything. It basically used in a high technology or high area we can use it. There, for example, to say use for the transmit the signal from one place to another place. Okay, so through the analog we can change the radar system, national defense, the passenger, we can use the digital hybrid. Hybrid, we can sit here, I can use and operate from this place. That is called the analog. Now computer, sorry, components of computer system, hardware and software. So hardware and software, there is a different software, we can say that. And hardware is if I'm talking about, hardware is a tangible, it means we can touch it, that thing. For example, I'm using computer, I can touch CPU, I can touch keyboard, I can touch monitor, LCD, printer. Okay, that is a tangible. Hardware include the tangible things. Okay, software divided into different programs or data. For cancer software, we can use it. For example, Adobe software, Mozilla software, we cannot touch it. Software, we cannot touch it, that is intangible, but we can use it as central processing units. Okay, so here you can see that is a hardware. Laptop, desktop, print, mouse, monitor, we can touch it. Okay, that is called the hardware. That is a physical element of the computer. Hardware is a physical element of the computer. We can touch it, we can feel it. Excuse me. Computer is a considered different parts. motherboard, CPU, keyboard, monitor, speaker, each, and that is part of the hardware. If I'm talking about the software, that is the apps, different software that come to different tasks. For example, I'll make the list of the employees, then I use a HR software, the system of software that is controlling of everything, interact directly the hardware functional. It means if I'll put the any software, then it directly connect with the hardware and give the information. We can utilize on the Linux, Micro Android. That is called the software. Application software, AutoCAD, CAM. We can say that other spreadsheets, presentation, graphics, multimedia, Adobe. So that is called the application of computer graphics. We use the different softwares. So is the correct to is it the correct one sec? What did you write? Is it correct? Any application is a type of type of shit. I cannot understand your question. What you want to ask? Please write unclearly so that I can understand it. So what you want to ask, is it correct to say an application is a type of software? So application is not a software, different types of application if I'm talking about. Dealing the user input. We can use an application, different apps we can, that is a software. That is true, that a correct, yes, application is a type of software. If I'm using any CAD, CAM, whatever the software I'm using it, that is the application. If suppose I'm using in a WhatsApp, that is a software, na? It is installed in our smartphone. That is the application we are using on it. So that is a intangible. We can understand it. We can not touch it, but we can feel it. Got it? My point. Please write on the chat box. So it means I'll think yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Now application of computer. So different application business. If I'm talking, I already told you, if I'm making it in every field, we require a computer. Either in a business, in every sector. So if I'm talking about the business, if I'm talking about the different applications, different software, we can use it. For example, if I'm making the tenders, payroll, the sale analyzing, we can use the software. It makes our work very easily. We control everything. For example, tele, ERP, accounting software. Okay, it makes our work easier. Okay, in the same way, and if I'm talking about the education, that is a MOOC, online recordings. So that is the emphasis on best option of learning object. Hybrid mode. Hybrid means that sometimes it will take online offline classes. Electronic, so that is online. During the COVID time, we'll took all online classes. It make our work very easier, and there is no harm. It is the totally depend on the technology. Technology is related to computers, laptops. Okay, so and now banking digitalized 24, so we can transfer the money from one place to another place easily. That is give the information, centralized remote banking from anywhere. You suppose you are in America, I'm in India, then we can transfer the money easily. Okay, so that is in every field, less effort uh, implement on it, minimizing the human effort, and we can do transaction, we can do work very easier through the technology, through the computer. Okay, so communication, if I'm talking about, so we can communicate with the stakeholders through email, chat, chat tools, WhatsApp, video, Google, uh, uh, Google. I mean, sorry, through conferencing, social networking, we can conferencing very clearly, and we can understand. Okay, so video conferencing, if we can say the Zoom call or teammates call, we can do the communicate. It reduce the time And time saving, we clear the set the information to others also. Okay, so in short, everywhere we can use the computer, either in a health sector, banking sector, educational sector, service sector, every sector. And day by day it'll promote everything, and new technology is invented, we can use on it. Okay, in a healthcare we can ECG, CT scan, that kind of the, in what ways they operate it in that obviously is operate through the computer. Okay, so in that part is very important, the paper point of view. Okay, the role of computer and write down the applications of computer. So that topic is very important in the paper point of view. Personal use, we can say that we can chat, we can do the game, play the games, expenditure saving, we make the list. Military and defense, we controlling, designing, maintain everything, we can use it. In insurance sector, if I'm talking about artificial intelligence, big data, greater technology in use in everywhere, we can, moreover we can store, we can handle the frauds, everything in this. Now, advantages and disadvantages. I already told you work. We, if we use in a very wisely, that it gives the boom for us. If we not wisely, it is the bane for us. Okay, a boon or man, we can say advantages or disadvantages. More important, human life make faster and easier. We can do our work very speedily and accuracy and store everything. We cannot store everything in our mind. So what we do is store in a computer, so that if I check in after 5 years, we can get the clear picture because of the data storage in our computer. Okay, so we can say that that is advantages. I'm talking about the advantages. Multitask, we can give the instruction to the computer, they perform the work, if, whatever the give the instructions to him. Speed will increase, storage of everything, accuracy we can get it, data security, we can put the password and who can use computer or laptop. So it makes our very, make our work very easier. Okay, it makes our work very easier. So each and everything. So what the purpose? Speed, accuracy, multitasking, data security, storage, and everything. So disadvantages I'm talking about, reduce the employment opportunities. What if I suppose I have the four-person working in my organization, but if I'm using a software, then I'll replace the uh, manpower. So human assistance, AI nowadays, AI tool is very useful. They release the human jobs. So that is the reduction of employment opportunities. Unemployed will create the employment. Okay, so potential of low privacy, if suppose some problem in a laptop or PC or some other gadget we are using it, personal information stored, maybe some hacker we can take the hack your PC or laptop, or you can corrupt your hard soft something, your hardware, so you lost your data. So virus, ethical hacking attacks, that is also the disadvantage. Cyber crime, जो hackers से they can crack your network or your laptop, whatever they, that is a cyber crime. So in that way, that is advantages and disadvantages both of this. Okay, but if I'm using in a wisely, there is no disadvantages. If I'm using wisely, that will get the advantages. That's it. Now I'll complete unit 1. If you want ask anything, so please write on the chat box, I'll give the answer on it. Otherwise, I'll move further on the second unit. If you want ask anything, so you can ask. The first unit is complete, I'll tell what topic is important on this. So I'll share the first, the applications of computer is very important, the paper point of view. In the short notes, we can say hardware and software, and we can say evaluation and classification. Yes, please ask.
Sorry, I wanted to find out what's the main difference between an application and a program.
Please write on the question on the chat box so that I can understand what you want to ask. Please write on the chat box. I can read and I'll give the answer. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Yes, ma'am.
So what the question you have, what the difference between application and program? Okay. So if I'm talking about the application, there are different software is a generic things of computer programming. We can script. Okay, set of instruction. If suppose I'm making any application, I give the instructions or I give that we can use it. If I'm talking about this system software, that is essential. Computer cannot perform it, perform the function without system software. So it will be responsible in what ways we can create it. Okay, so application is software. I'm talking about the specific function. We can use the end users. Matlab, I am the end user. End user is the person who use that application for the purpose. For the different software. Let's say for example, MS Word, Excel, that's PowerPoint. That is the application. We can use it. They use for a end user specific task. Okay. So system software, if I'm talking about, is the interface between application and software. If I'm talking about system software, that is the interface between application and software. That is the difference between application and program. Okay. Any doubt? I'll clear no
No,
doubt.
no doubt, ma'am.
Yeah. So is a certain phrase program. We have to develop the program. We design it. If I'm talking about a program and a programming, so that we have to design it. Okay. Yes. Any other question you want to ask? Please write on it. If any question you want to ask, please write on the chat box. Otherwise, I'll move further to unit 2. Excuse me. Hello? You don't want to ask? Shall I? One sec.
You
I'll
can
share.
proceed.
Yeah. Okay, no issues. I'll proceed to it. One sec. Can you see my screen?
No, we can't see. It's not visible.
Now is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Now applications of computer. Here we could talking about there are different applications of computer. Can you give any example of application of computer? Any applications of computer?
Example of what, ma'am?
Applications of computers.
We have
Any
the
example?
we have the browsers. We have the
Yeah.
applications for designs like AutoCAD.
Yeah. Very good.
We have media players like VLC and UCL
Yes.
players and a lot more.
Yes. That is a we can different application of banking education with different application. Buy juice. That is a application. We can say that. Okay. So in application of computer, if I'm talking about we business, uh, in everywhere we can use it. Okay. So we'll start at one second. So role of computer in business organization, computer in society, trade, commerce, in everywhere. Now computer in banking, online banking, finance, importance of computer network. So in the 21st century, now in the 21st century we're living in, a computer is the footprint in every area. So it works easier and speed and accuracy in everywhere we can use in computer. So computer utility in everywhere, in rapidly. Okay, makes our work great and accuracy. Yes. Who raised the hand? Yes. Ask the question, please. If you want to ask a question, please ask. Otherwise, I'll do it. Okay, no issues. Thank you. So basically, for the process, store and transfer. The function of the computer was the process. We can use it, then store it and transfer to other things. If suppose I'm using a digital transferring the processing, the store and transfer to the other place. So Windows 10, Windows 11, that is Windows 7. So different windows we can use it. Okay, we store the file, transfer one person to another person, install Windows 10, Windows 11. There's a RAM, CPU. What is the full form of CPU? Central processing units. Central processing with the works, the process of the all things. Okay. We can see this YouTube, RAM, VLC. There is significance in everywhere we can use the computer. Excuse me. Computer in a brief, if I'm talking about the age pen paper, it's changed. It replaced the pen paper. Okay, why? Because we can write down everything on a computer or something in a notepad, or write in a your mobile Android phone. So it's the storage compartment if I'm talking about. But earlier we can use a pen, paper, but now we cannot use it. Everything right on a it's either right on a what I'm sorry, you're not notepad also. Okay, so every aspects I'm talking about the marketing, accounting in every field. If I'm talking about every workplace, we require a computer. Either a company is a big or small, so everyone using the computer that work make our work very flexible and schedule in a remote work. Suppose I am here and you are there, I can take your class with the help of the computer, the social media, so through the networking. Am I right? Am I right?
Yes, ma.
Yes, you are right.
Yeah. So it makes our work is so we can communicate very easily to each other. Okay. So computer make the flexible for communicate. Yes, ma'am. Communication is a role in a business maintain smooth flow of the. If suppose I store our data in a one place, we can do everything. Okay, we can communicate, improve our functioning of the. We can improve our work style and save our time. Social networking, video phone, Zoom call. There are different ways we can interact to others that we can communicate, because communication is very required for a business organization. Without communication we cannot do the business. So it makes our work very smooth and flow of information from one place to another place. Either we can send the email, live chat tools, video call, WhatsApp, tweet. Then different ways we can communicate, we can interact. Suppose you want to ask something, what will you do? You send to mail to me. Am I right? Okay now, so in that way we can communicate one person to another person. Okay, so in earlier there was no computer, there no laptop, then we cannot communicate. So that is the best part, that is the best part to communicate to each other through this technology. Marketing, in earlier we have the offline marketing, but now we can do the online marketing, digital marketing. Okay, advertising, SEO, web analytics, Google AdWords, search, digital ties, we can promote our product. Okay, so that is a social media is a boon. If I'm using in a proper way, that is a boon for us. I think a website, advertising, newsletter, whatever we are using it, say text, images and appeal, we have to create a beautiful attractive advertising so that I can alert the Client, customers. So that is a new tool of marketing, digital marketing. We through this digital marketing we can promote our product. Okay. So accounting, if I'm talking about performing payroll, calculating each and in earlier we do everything the manually, but now suppose I'm giving the any text filling the text form, what will do the open the website and fill the details and submit it. Okay. So accounting, every organization financial data and large or small scale we have to store on it and we can perform in it. Okay. So that is a accounting, we have calculating everything. Storage, computer is a storage, we can store everything either a large or small or more efficient way. Okay. Physical store no one can take it, but we can lose when the database the file will corrupted when the some issues or virus in the computer or laptop. If I'm talking about the educational purpose, there are so many software to have employees, live webinar, conferencing, badges, the different application. In the search where we can use in a computers also. Okay, so everywhere in short we can use in a computer. Am I right?
Yes, you are.
Right.
Yeah. Now, computer for society in agriculture, if I'm talking in integral part, is a part and parcel for our life. It makes our tedious work very easy. Okay, we can perform our work very easily and efficiently in very short span. In either in a service sector, railway station, and suppose I want to booking a ticket, so what will do, either open the website and well book the ticket. In bank, agriculture, everywhere in using a various sector we use in a computer. So same thing we can say that make our work very easily. Medical history, we suppose we went to the doctor, I didn't carry my file, so what way I'll give the name, so the person will check everything and get the medical history of mine, what the problem I have, what the diagnose he or she can diagnose very easily. In the same way, suppose I lost my card, I'll give the detail to the bank. So he'll get the information very easily. So it means computer makes our work very easy. We cannot stuck. Okay. Now is the navigation. Some computer is useful predicting pattern traffic from where get the traffic. So the navigation, GPS. We can get all this thing through the navigation. We can from which taking the traffic, the roadblocks. So we can get the information and everywhere. Okay. So in that we can get the accurate information. We can get the accurate information of everything. Now, role of computer in a business, trade and commerce. Trade is it is related to the business. Trade, what we do, trade as a help research, production, storage, employee data, team management, business automation. Increase in that way, it increase our productivity. Obviously, it if suppose I'm doing if 5 person is doing this, making something using a five manpower. But instead of using a one machine that it makes a one software, it makes our work easier. We can use that manpower to another place. Okay. So role of computer in every industry is inventory management. We can use the wholesaler retail business B2B. So we can track inventory, we can control what we have, what we can use. So we can have to control everything through the computer. Okay, so we can record everything, we can make a record, financial record, we can say that. Okay, easier financial record keeping, we can say. Budgeting, forecasting, we can use a various software, spreadsheet, actual in the market. So financial calculation, estimate, sale, production, all this. If I suppose I'm giving the presentation, I'll make the PPT. Okay. Storage of everything, computerized storage. For example, I don't know from where you are. Suppose I'm giving the example in my place, I stay in India, I'm staying in Delhi. So here is a metro is use a computerized operate. The person is operating what was it? The only one person can use it. Okay, so it's each and everything in a computerized. What the storage in what will we use on it. Okay, so efficiency of operation, everything we can operate very easily. ठीक है, we can precious resource. ठीक है, for example Google Meet, Zoom, Teammates, we make, मतलब suppose you are from your state there, I am here, we can communicate through Zoom call, Google Meet, Microsoft Team, so that we can operational work very easily. We can do operational work very easily, and we can streamline our business work. Okay, we can add work in a streamline. For example, my headquarters in Mumbai, and one and my branch office in Bangalore, and one in Pune, and one in Delhi. So we can easily communicate through this technology, through video conferencing, Zoom, project. So we can do everything very easily without any obstructions. Got it my point? So we manage CRM, we can make the manage of the customer partnership relationship. Excuse me. So we receive properly everything. Computer role in business, we can say that the daily digitalize the shopping malls, we can do the uh, payment process, make the easy e-commerce, online banking, oh sorry, online shopping, electronic buying, stocks, finding a jobs, everything. So work from home, work from job office. So we can popular in nowadays after the COVID. Okay, so online banking, we're talking about that is a plastic money. We can give the plastic money to others. Okay, we can give the plastic money but the online smart card, debit card, credit card. So it makes our work easier. We can transfer the money from one place to another place very easily, specific amount, how much amount, the Google Pay, Paytm, UBI, that is a plastic machine. Okay, self-inquiry facilities I'm talking about, as this something the line up the what the live chat we can do. So physical branches avail or simplify the give the answer of other questions. Remote banking, if suppose you're in a rural areas, we can do the banking. If you have a smartphone and we can will not move the branch, we can do everything on through the online. Okay, so centralize everything. Centralize matlab if we can get the one branch to effortlessly to control everything. Quick service, especially in our remote areas, we can get it. Okay, now finance trading, if I'm talking about, computer system program automatically execute what we sell, what the stock we have, what we require. We make the decision very easily. If we'll make the proper list, we can get the everything. Now, financial information, if I'm talking about the individual excess investment, from where we'll do it, in what ways we do it, the financial decision, we can get it. The in currency exchange, everything, organizing, analytic data, if I'm talking about. So we individually plan and finances in what ways we'll do the work on it. So that is, it makes our work easier in every field. Okay, so data storage, if I'm talking as well, allowing the tracking payment record, how much we have, what we require, debit, own, even then my personal accounting we have to maintain on it, all these things. It makes our work convenience. We can do work very conveniently to others. Budgeting, bookkeeping, to maintain everything, transfer data online. So it in every field, either in a business, online, or finance. And now importance of computer network. What does mean of network? To connect the other things. For example, PAN, personal network, if I'm talking about the 10 meters, the from the small offices. For example, my office in AP block, and another is another block. So the internal network we can do it. LAN work, मतलब local area network we can do it. For example, you have a workplace of four floors. So one network connect in a your area and the four floors. Okay, so the server is the only wall server. They connect to each all four floors. Okay, so that is the local network area. If I'm talking about a single building, we can operate everything. Okay, worldwide network, it means just a Google or Google. So that is a worldwide network. Okay, personal area network is an interconnected single individual reach in a distance 10 meter or your office or residence. A local area LAN work, it means that your workplace, the four floors, yeah, one building you have, then you can do it the LAN work server on that thing. Okay, wide area, yani it means larger geographical. If I'm talking about LAN or WAN, is there a difference between LAN or WAN? Okay, LAN is a local area, single building. Wide area is a geographical compared in area. Okay, home area network, it means it is a type of IP, is like a hand, is a broadband, wireless modem. Now is a wireless Wi-Fi. We can say that printer scanner we can use on it. Advantages of computer network: graphic overcoming to control the distances, information we can share easily. Okay, and supporting the distributed processing. It may have different location, computer room distance. We can do it very easily, distributing the processing very easily, timely send the information. Now unit 2 is complete. If you want ask anything, you can ask or write the question on the chat box. Please ask if you want. If you want ask any question, you can ask. Either write on a chat box. Yes, please. Please write on the chat box. If you have raised the hand, Abdul Rahman, so please ask your question. One sec. I'll read your question. Do mobile network operator do mobile phone network operators use computer network for network distribution? Uh, do mobile phone network operators use computer network? I cannot understand your question properly. So, what you want to ask? Can you give me clarity for this? I'm a bit behind the explanation on the types of computer. You want to ask what you want to ask, so please write. I'll explain on it. So please tell me. Yes, please. Yes, please repeat your question. Can you explain what you want to ask? I cannot understand your question, frankly.
Okay, you talked about personal area network, like the way mobile network operators work. Since they distribute network over large areas, do they operate the same way as local area network, personal area network? That's what I meant to ask
No,
for
the
network
computer
distribution.
network we cannot use in a LAN network, a mobile phone network. The mobile network is a different, and LAN is computer network is different. We cannot use in a network distribution. Cannot use that.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Now, Alita, about the question, I am bit behind. So, what you where you I don't know from your explanation. If you want to ask the different types of computer, you want to ask, I'll explain it
Uh,
again.
Hello. I'm not clear about the personal area network, home area network.
One
Like,
sec,
I don't know the difference. I didn't get the difference.
one sec, ma'am. Please write on the chat box because you have so much echo from your side. You write on the chat box. I'll read it and get the answer on it. I cannot understand what are you saying. So it's better you write on, because so much echo from your side. So write on the chat box. I'll read it and I'll give to you answer on it. Anyone, if you want to ask that question, please write on the chat box. Yes. I did not get the difference between difference between types of computer. One sec. I think that topic is in a unit one, not in this. That is the difference between types of computer. I think it is in a unit one, not in a unit two. If you want to ask in a unit one or two, you can ask. Otherwise, when I'll completed this block, then I'll tell the different types of computer. Okay. Yes. Anything else? And in this unit, particular in this unit. No? Okay. Okay. I'm talking about personal area network, home area network. Okay. Local area network, one sec. Our local area network, if I'm talking about local area, if suppose I give example it, if suppose I work, I have an organization, the 4 floors I have, then I can use a local LAN network. It means a single building if I'm talking about. If I'm talking about that way you can use in a single building. Okay, so that is called the local area network. Okay, here you are talking about now. LAN is a limited single building official establishment. It covers defined area. Suppose I have a one office in a 4 floors, then we can use a local network. So in the first floor, second floor, third floor, it's a connection of 1,000 servers. If suppose I have a 500 employees in the 4 floors, then we can use a local network. It connectivity wire or wireless. Okay, metropolitan area network, we can a local man network in town, city, campus connection. For example, is several university, we can say that we can use on that thing. Okay, so wide network, we can a wide area. For example, your Google is a wide WAN network area. Okay, so personal, that is used for a single individual. Local, we can have multiple users. Single area, personal area is a personal single person is utility of that thing. Okay, small size or residence, we can say that. Local area, multiple users, we can use this. Metropolitan, we can use in a town, city or campus, we can use it. In a university, we can use it. Wide area, that is a for example, your gateway WAN is Google. Okay, home network area, if I'm talking about, is a wired or wireless broadband connection. Okay, fax, printer or scanner. Now got it? Anything? Thank you. Anything else you want to ask? Shall I proceed?
Yes, you can proceed.
Thank you. I'll share the unit third. Can you see screen?
We're now able to see your screen, yes.
Now is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay, what did you see in my screen? Now I am talking about the web application. What does mean of web application? Web means is the collecting of things. Web application is talking, it means the software run in a browser. What does mean of browser? Browser which we use the information. Okay, is the software. Web browser, what does mean of web browser? It is the information to access of that particular thing. World Wide Web is called a web browser. Okay, so web application, it means a software. Just for example, Google is a software. Okay, any service, what is the web application? Any service offered by the over the internet. Okay, so suppose I'm using a Google, that is a giving the services. Am I right? Giving the services. So that is over the internet, that is called the web application. Okay, for example, shopping, video, social media, games, that is called the web application. Okay, so web applications is mean it's a software run in your web browser. So what is the web browser? I'm giving the definition. A software application to access the information on the world wide web, www जिसे हम बोलते हैं, that is called the web browser. Got it my point? Here you can see the web application is a Google. Am I right? Google Meet. I'm using a which application I'm using? Google Meet. So here we, excuse me. Here we can see introduction, web browser, Google Drive. Google Drive. Everyone aware about the Google Drive? Am I right or wrong? If you want to share your data, if you want to write, say what you rather use in a Google Sheet, Google Slide, Google Docs, sharing Google Forms, you can use on it web application. Say yes or no. Hello? Hello, my voice is audible now.
Yeah, you're audible.
So please respond on it. Okay. So what we'll do, web-based application processing information network using protocol. So front ending, allowing the application of any device. Okay, web apps, email, online marketing. I already told you what does mean of web application. If I'm talking about web application, is a software run in a web browser to exchange our information and delivery service remotely. It makes our work easier and convenient and secure. Okay, so web application is a software and your browser to exchange the information. That is called the web application. Got it my point? To installing and configuration, that is called the web application. Now web browser, if I'm talking about, web browser is a special software. View the hypertext document. I already told you, web browser to access of as application to access the information. What does mean of web browser? If I'm talking about in a application to access the information of web browser, request your information. If suppose I want to know about something, what will I browse that particular site? Okay, so we can the data server displayed on a web page, that is user screen. I am the user, so I can get the information of that particular thing. Okay, so the web browser is a world wide web to navigate of everything. Navigate of everything. For example, here we can see one sec. Huh. Graphical web browser, if I'm talking about Google Chrome, Google Firefox, Linux, iOS, Android, OS, that is the graphical web browser, we can use it. Non-graphical, if I'm talking about, navigate is user the down keys, or up and down keys, the enter key, that is a non-web browser. Now Google Drive, it have to store and synchronize everything in a Google. It launched in a 24 April 2012. In this drive we can serve and store our file, access to, suppose I said you want to share your write up with me, then what ways you share it? You can share through the Google Drive, you can give my access, I can check your work. Okay, we can share the files. Okay, Google Docs, that is a word file, we can send text, formula, table, images, we can write everything, the presentation. So in a Google Docs is a free web based application. It transfer from one network to another network, we can share to other person also easily. Got it my point? Does graphical one sec. Please mute. Yes. Does graphical web browser use both keyboard and mouse for a navigation, or it is only use mouse? Uh, does graphical web browser use both keyboard? Keyboard is the hardware, not in a software, dear. And navigation, mouse of navigation is used. It is not the part of software. It is a part of hardware. Yes. So graphical, if I'm talking about, that is the we can say that Google. That is not keyboard. Is not is a, that part of that is the software we can a graphical web browser. Yes. To explore Internet Explorer. Yes, please. Okay. One
On
sec. One sec. Please mute yourself. Yes. What is the difference between web application and web browser? Okay. I already told you web browser, it is a software which supposed to access the information. If suppose I want to get the information of any website, any software, that is give the application, software application. Okay, give the access of the web browser. For example, I want to know about the uh, UGC. So that is a I'll the write the web browser, then I'll get the information of it. Okay, that is called the web browser. If I'm talking about the web application, we can exchange our information to deliver a service remotely and the customer. For example, shopping, online shopping, card, product filtering, social media, web application. For example, we can say that uh, ex- um online shopping, Amazon, that is a web application. Okay, so that is a web application. Game, streaming, social media, Gmail, email, sorry, shopping carts, online forms, that is a the service provide, that is any service offered through the internet. I'm using online shopping, that is through the internet. Without internet we cannot do any shopping. So web application is giving the offer, it means offer over the internet. When we use the internet, they provide any kind of, we require any services over the internet, that is called the web application. Got it my point? That is a software listen very carefully what I'm saying. Web application is a software that runs your web browser. What is a web browser? It's the giving the information of anything, that is called the web application. Okay. Got it? Yes. Okay. Now, the please carry on your which other questions? Yeah, ask it. Yes, anyone want to ask any question? Is it correct to say main difference between, is it correct to say main difference between graphical and non-graphical web browser is the display window of images? So please speak out. I cannot understand your question. So if you speak, maybe I can understand on it. What you want to ask? Graphical, I'm talking about is the display images. Okay. Graphical, we can say that is a display images, or non-graphical, your text, web pages under small content. That is a non-graphical things. That is clear? Yes, please ask. Please
So
ask.
my question was for non-graphical. It said something about navigation, since you have to click and then the images are displayed on another window instead of the same window where the text and images show. Is it correct to say that's the main difference? Since for graphical you can see the text and images on the same page.
Yeah, yeah. Graphical is images and display, and in line text are displaying a separate window. Yes. A non-graphical, we can say that web pages or your content.
All right, thank you so much.
Yeah. Shall I proceed?
Yes, you may proceed.
Yeah. Thank you. So Google Docs, we can get file storage. We can share the file one person to another person, synchronize. Okay, two-way synchronize to exchange to both location. You want to share your write up with me, you can share with me one way. You can store your own self. Okay, and setting up the Google account, you know, in what way you are aware, already aware in what way we can create the Google account. So go to the Google, sign up, prefer the web browser, your name, fill up the instructions. You can open your Google account. Navigating Google Docs, Google Doc, Google Sheet. If suppose you want a resume or write a letter, any write-ups, you can write the Google Docs. If you make the maintains numbers or some spreadsheet, your company data, you can use a Google Sheet. If you make any presentation, you can use a Google Slide. If you make any Google develop a survey form, you can use a Google form. And Google Drive requires the file storage synchronized to everything. Okay, so create a Google Docs project. That is very practical thing. So suppose you go to the Google and open the drive. Here I can, you can use from, I, you know that in what ways. If there an issue, you can ask me. So Google Sheet like this, you have to make, maintain and fill the details. Okay. Google Slide, you can create the presentation through Google Slide. Google Suite, that is a Google Calendar, Google Drive, Google Form, that is all tools and file, that is a Google Suite. Calendar, Google Plan, Docs, Slide is the Google G Suite, we can say that. Sharing everything, okay? Sharing everything individual, edit on specific feedback, we can get HTML, enable the blogs. Okay. So one time snapshot living document, Google Forms, we can use it like this. Form is ready. Cloud based computing is a new technology. If I'm talking the storage, networking, intelligence at a lower cost, we am talking about. Cloud computing, if I'm talking about to store everything in a one place, we can usage of that thing, that is called a cloud based computing, cloud based system. Sorry. So that is called the cloud base. Okay, so due to low cost self service, great security is a very popular. Okay, now this is also finished. You want ask anything you can. Yes. Now block 1, 1, 2, 3 units is completed. If there any doubt in this, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll move further. Any question, any doubt, you can ask me. Yes. Any question? Hello. Hello.
Hello, no question.
Okay, no question. Now I'll move further. Thank you. Clear, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you. I'll move on. One sec. Excuse me. Can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, we're able to
Yes,
see your
ma'am.
screen.
Yes, ma'am.
Is it visible?
Yes, it's visible.
Okay. One sec. One sec. Yeah. Now block 4. Sorry. Block 1, unit 4. Now, basic computer software. We already aware about the software. There are different types of software. Google, Linux, Chrome. That is a computer software. Okay, Windows operating system, Android. We use an Android phone, free open software, Google Play Store. If suppose I want to download or upload any app, then we go to Google Play Store. We can download. Suppose I anything we want. It is the we can use on it. Are you aware of the Google App Store, Play Store? Sorry. Okay, so we can use different software. Computer hardware and instructions to give it instruction to software. Because software not directly to computer to manage internal resource, but it provide the business value of all these things. Software is the collection of computer data instruction. What does mean if I'm talking about the software is a generic to collection data instructions to the computer. That is a task specific function. What is can software? So suppose I want to WhatsApp. Suppose I want to take a WhatsApp. So what will I'll do? Take the Google Play Store, I download it, then I'll use on it. So it's the collection of the computer data and information to major categories. So specific task. Software and its types. There we can say that software consists set of instructions to direct the computer designate a specific task. The programming we can say that operation basically hardware is your computer, the tangible we can say that. Now software non-physical intangible, we cannot touch it but we can use it. The script different programming language computer language processes, that is called the software. System software operating, in what ways we can use it, what language binary language we can the computer can understand. Device driver, in what is the utility. Application software journal purpose, acquired in tailor made. Okay, so if I'm talking about the system software is a computer soft application It includes the task to operating the managing everything. Okay, so it the system contains some software actually in computer. In the functionally we can talk about it. Okay, for example, docs, Linux, Windows, that is a software. कौन सा software the Windows 7, Windows 11, Windows 10. So that is a software that include everything. The function software, if I'm talking about, it control programming, information, resource of everything. That is called the function system software. And utility library routine services, we can say that. Translate our language and programming language. Okay, what language the computer will understand, they'll translate it on it. Okay, that is called the functional system software. Types of software we can operating CPU, your resources, memory, iOS devices. That is a tangible. We can physically appearance. That is called the operating system. What ways we can operate it? Okay, interface we're using computer hard working, easier code, debug application, drives, CPU, printers, other hardware things. Efficiency, it the interface. Which interface I'm using on it? Process management to file management. In what ways we can use it? Okay, so that different function of operating system. User interface, if I'm talking about, that is allow the user. I am the user, I am the using on this computer, accessing file, loading, programming, other tasks. That is a graphic user interface. Command line, that is GUI, that is window icons, menu pointers, that is the interface. So we can navigate these things. Okay, so management resource, CPU, time, memory, RAM, computer, complete task. That is a process. In what ways they process the work? Creating, deleting, allocate, sharing, exchanging, creating a synchronization of everything. That is called the process management. Okay, file management, if I'm talking about, it can collection of information. We have to make the file, will store on it and include physical location, organizing of everything. That is called files management. Memory, everything, a computer store everything in their storage. CPU, so that we can memory management. CPU control their memory, what we have to store on that particular CPU. It use, we can use it, we can operate it. Utility of the function, device management, conversion, data recovery of everything. Okay, one sec, I'll take one glass of water. One sec. Yes. So batch. Now we're talking about operating system. If I'm talking about operating system, in what ways we can operate, program data, sorted it. CPU, ideal devices, payroll system, bank statement, like this. Real time operating system, what we have to complete that within particular time. So that is a real time operating system. Software guaranteed priority of the time sharing to everything. It means we can say that the computer is sharing their techniques, sources, each and everything. Mainframe, CPU, also distributed. The major advantage of operating system, we have a time saving. We can make our work very easy. Okay, so distributing operating system, if I'm talking to remote resources, control managed multiple processes in several machines, single machine we can use on it. Network, Linux, Unix, so we can use different networks we can use on it. Application software, that is the end user, so at least we the users can use on it. Word processor, data, presentation program, spreadsheet, through the application software, which application the users use on it, that is called the application software. Journal purpose software, we can say MS, for example MS Word, Power, Excel, that is a commonly we use, that is a general application, general purpose software. Okay, computer aided machine software, spreadsheet and Excel, total code. Usually I'm using, we are using a MS Excel. Graphic software, MS Paint, Adobe, Photoshop, that is different software. VLC player, Windows Media Player, Netflix, web series software, YouTube, Prime Video, accounting, Tally, Busy, Turbo Bytes, banking, people's or financial, SPG. Moreover, Zoom, that is called the software we can use on it. Google Chrome, Linux, Android, iOS, we can use on it. Google Chrome, that is a web browser, that is a main web browser. We can search everything in a Google Chrome. Google safety approach, internet, app based. We can talk about the calculator apps, small application, everything, every application, Amazon application you have, or any even then more companies make their own applications. Okay, government make also their own applications. So window operating system, there are different windows operating now. The 2020 up 20 window 10, now window 11 is also, that is a windows, is a operating system, interface between hardware and software. It is a hardware and software. It, in what ways we perform all the activities, operating system allocation of the resources, different operating system. Window of 85 in earlier, now is a Windows 7, Window 8. Okay, so interactive package may make our work easier and make quick and understand all these things. Okay, so it's make our work easier for everything. Programming, controlling and coordinating of everything, multitask, we can do a multitask, complete their task very easily. Android, if I'm talking about, all the smartphones are the Android. Okay, so TV programming, that is freely available. Due to modification we can do Google Chrome in Android phone. Smartphone is Android phone. Okay, so we can use in everywhere Android version. We can see here, you can see operating system. So Cup Donald, that is the Android popularity in different application. We can use this interface, various app representing icons, pinching reverse, everything. Android, that is the processing of everything, that is called Android phone. GPS, barometers, sensor, and operating system. We can get everything. That the program, we set the programming. They understand, they work for the users and users. Free and open software I'm talking about. Free and open software is the freedom to use, distribute, modify the source available, free of cost. Some we have talking about, there is some charges, but there are some software that are free of cost. Okay, free and open as well as simultaneously. Free and open closed services, we are talking about Android, PHP, Open Office, WordPress, that is quite software does come cost the free of cost, we can say, but some application charge something because that is not free of cost. Okay, so that is a concern. Okay, some applications require, some apps require some chargeable things. If suppose I want to do some course, they'll, the online course, they'll charge the fees, these things. So is the some software free or some software not free? Google Play Store, what you are already aware of, the Google Play Store digital services develop, maintain Google Android mobile phone operating system, the application, games, music, any software, any movie, ebook. So you can download the through this Android mobile devices and you can use on it. So Google Play Store is very, we can download everything through the Google Play Store. Here you can see the Google Pay. All of you are aware about the Google Play Store. If you want to do anything, if you want to do load anything, you can download for the Google Play Store. Any movie, any music, any talk show, any TED talks, you can get from the Google Play. So Google maintain our necessary steps. We can use it, and is a uh, Google Play Store used for my Android phones. Okay, customize and tailor made and reduce your pre-written software. So it is a specific function. If I'm talking about the tailor made for everything, Gmail, Microsoft Outlook. Okay, language processor source code, then translate object, then execute on it. Because a computer or laptop cannot understand, but there the programming binary language can understand on it. So the translate, and then we can use on it. Compiler, interpreter, assembler. So hardware, if I'm talking about the computer operating system in proper manner, in what ways the utility we can use on it, then we work on it. Okay, utility, in what ways we use, perform the specific task, next program, purpose, command we can give it, and we use on it. That's it. That is finished. Now block one is finished from my side. That is finished from my side. Now you want to ask any question, please ask. Abdul Rahman, if you want to raise the hand, so please ask your question. Yes. I'm clear, ma'am. Okay. Anything else you want to ask regarding this block, you can ask me. Why do Android for only for work? Google Play software for the application? I have no idea, because Android, when Google Play Store only used for a, there's some programming or some language, so that's why then we can use on it. That's it. Yes. So Google Pay is only used for Android phone, not for the normal phone or some other phones. There is no reason of why we use a Google Pay only Android phones. So I'll stop my screening. So please turn on your cameras first. I'll turn my cameras also. Please turn on your cameras, everyone. It's my humble request to all of you. You can see me also. Please turn on. Yeah. Please, one more, two more. I have no idea. So please turn on your cameras, Abdul Rahman. Yes. You want to ask anything, you can ask me. Turn off your cameras. Thank you, everyone. If you want ask anything, you can ask me. Okay then. You don't want to ask any question?
Sorry, I've got a question.
What did you say?
Is the Android software used in TVs the same software used in phones as well, or they are different?
One sec. I cannot understand because there's so much echoes. Please write on the chat box. I'll read it and then I'll give the answer on it. Please write on the chat box. Is the Android software used in a phone as same as the only use Android tablets? Yeah, you can. You can use on it. Yes. Anything else? Thank you. Yes, anything else you want to ask? On our next time we'll start on block 2 and you have to go through it, and next time if there any doubt in this unit or in this block, sorry, you can ask me. Can I ask a general question on information which I missed during the orientation? Yes, you can ask.
Okay, my question is on the courses that we are registered, there are some courses which are indicating to be done in semester 1, and others are indicated to be done in second semester. But now, during these counseling sessions, we've seen that we have almost tackled all courses which are both in first semester and in the second semester. Now, my question is, first of all, I would like to know when are we having exams, and then what will be the modality? Is it that we're going to write all 8 courses, or maybe we'll have
One step.
choices?
So, my request to you, you should ask to the admin department. They'll clear your doubt regarding whatever your issues. So, I'm not aware of all these things. So, you have to discuss and send the mail to the admin department. That's it.
Okay, thanks.
After Charles were the father of computer, who was the next person to upgrade computer in every time to update the computers. So, in what tier? No idea there. So you will find the answer and share with us. That's it. Yes. Anything else? So, okay then, if there is no question or nothing, so shall I wind up the class?
Yes, please.
If there is no question, so shall I? If you want to allow me.
Yes, you can go ahead.
Okay then. So please, you can leave the class if you want. I'll wind up the class. Thank you so much. Yeah. Okay then. We'll meet on a next time. Same place.
Thank you, ma'am.
Anything else? Okay then.
Thank you.
Welcome.